that try to bring out the goodness from you. There is scarcity of goodness. टैलेंट की स्कैरसिटी नहीं है, पैसे से कोई भी टैलेंट खरीदा जा सकती है. Am I right or wrong? टैलेंट की कमी नहीं है पृथ्वी पे, क्वालिफाइड पीपल की कमी नहीं है पृथ्वी पे, एक्सपीरियंस्ड पीपल की कमी नहीं है पृथ्वी पे. राइट और रॉन्ग? कमी है गुडनेस की. If you want to enable yourself to last till the last, talented, experienced people चाहिए. But if you want to enable yourself to last till glory, you need to bring out the goodness from within. Pramukh Swami Maharaj, in a span of 45 years from the age of 51 to 95, he created 1300 institutions of social service. That means an institution of social service every 15th day of his life. Let me talk from the other side. Even when if the tape in your bathroom is leaking, it takes you to call the plumber 15 days, isn't it? वास्तविक बात कर रहा हूं, practical. प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज every 15th day of his life, जमीन संपादन करना, लीगली क्लियर करना, वहां क्या करना है वो तय हो जाना. हॉस्पिटल, हॉस्टल, स्कूल, कॉलेज, हमारे ट्रस्टी बोर्ड में, वी आर ए नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सो फंड्स रेज हो जाना, वहां टेंडर्स डिश आउट होना, टेंडर पास होना, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर आ जाना, कंस्ट्रक्शन चालू होना, कंस्ट्रक्शन पूरा होना, वॉलंटियर्स और एम्प्लॉयज मिल जाना, इनॉग्रेशन सेरेमनी हेल्ड हो जाना, और वो संस्था को समाज की सेवा में रख देना. जमीन संपादन से लेके वो संस्था को समाज की सेवा में रख देना. द एंटायर स्टोरी एवरी 15th डे फॉर 45 years. क्यों? He enabled himself to last and last till glory. इसके पीछे ये दो कारण तो मैंने आपको बताए, लेकिन ये तीसरी बात जो भी मैं कह रहा हूं, जो मैंने शुरू की, that is more important. Bring the goodness out of you. That goodness has the power to make you, to make your business, to make your surroundings, to strengthen the society and enrich the nation much more than your talents, your academics, your experiences. Do you believe in this? Yes. Goodness has power. You should be convinced that goodness has power. And when you are convinced and you act accordingly, you enable yourself to last till glory. When Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel passed away as the Deputy Prime Minister and the Home Minister of India, he had just 735 rupees in his bank account. And that is why the statue of unity of 2200 crore rupees. Goodness. Had there been 5, 7, 10 zeros behind that 735, had there been, if at all, this statue of 2200 crores wouldn't have been built. ये statue of unity भी है, statue of honesty भी है. Goodness has power, tremendous power. If you have goodness, you would attract talent. You would attract resources. People will be joyful to work with you. In short, all kinds of the right things that you need to grow, develop and enable yourself to last comes to you if you are filled with goodness. यहाँ एक भी चींटी दिखती नहीं है. शक्कर का एक टुकड़ा अगर मैं इधर रख दूं तो 5, 15, 25 मिनट में 2, 5, 15 आ जाएगी कि नहीं? Now my question, do the ants, they come to this piece of sugar because of its shape? No. Because of its color? No. Because of its fragrance? No. The ants come to that piece of sugar because of only one thing. Because of only one thing. बोलिए, ये आपका आंसर आधा है. सही है लेकिन आधा है. बिकॉज ऑफ स्वीटनेस आंसर सही है, लेकिन आधा है. पूरा आंसर ये है, बिकॉज ऑफ स्वीटनेस एंड नथिंग एल्स देन स्वीटनेस. दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. Sweetness and nothing else than sweetness. If you have goodness and nothing else than goodness, ये कस्टमर पहली दफा आया है. आप क्यों हंसने लगे मुझे बताएं. जो मन में एक विचार आता ना, ये कस्टमर पहली दफा आया है. ये एक विचार से कितने प्रकार के विचार चालू हो जाते हैं. आई एम टॉकिंग वेरी प्रैक्टिकल. दिस इज द वर्ल्ड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन हाईवे. इंटरनेट इज हाईवे. यू कैन चीट अ पर्सन once, twice, not 3 times. And remember, today in this severe cutthroat competition in this society, in the commercial world today, only people with goodness and quality will stand, will last. Rest, everything will fall apart. Quality and goodness will enable you to last till the end, last till the last, and last till glory. Quality and goodness. तो हमारे गुरु प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज का यह सिद्धांत था. Imagine 1300 institutions in the span of 45 years. उनका जीवन मंत्र था, In the good of others lies our own. मतलब अन्य के सुख में हमारा सुख, अन्य की प्रगति में हमारी प्रगति, अन्य के उत्कर्ष में हमारा उत्कर्ष. यह आपको बिजनेस वर्ल्ड ने भी स्टीफन कॉवी ने सिखाया है. वन ऑफ द मोस्ट डेकोरेटेड, सेलिब्रेटेड बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट गुरुज. ही राइट्स इन हिज मोस्ट फेमस बुक द 7 हैबिट्स ऑफ हाईली इफेक्टिव पीपल. क्या लिखते हैं कि the 3000 successful people, successful in all walks of life that I met and interviewed, they had these 7 habits in common. And here he says that the 5th habit, think win-win, and you will enable yourself to last till glory. Think win-win. मैं भी जीतूं, मेरा कस्टमर भी जीते, मेरा कलीग भी जीते, मेरा पार्टनर भी जीते. मैं सुखी हूं, मेरा पार्टनर, मेरा कलीग, मेरा कस्टमर भी सुखी हो. मेरे भी प्रॉस्पेरिटी, समृद्धि, वेल्थ बढ़े, मेरे पार्टनर की भी बढ़े, मेरे कलीग की भी बढ़े, मेरे कस्टमर की भी बढ़े. ये विचार से धंधा करेंगे, यू विल इनेबल योर सेल्फ टू लास्ट टिल ग्लोरी. टाइम्स आर गॉन वेर यू कैन फायर पुटिंग योर गन ऑन समबडीज शोल्डर्स. वो समय पूरा हो गया. इंटरनेट आया तब से वो समय पूरा होगा कि किसी के कंधे पे रख के आप अपनी बंदूक फोड़ सकते हो. थिंक विन विन. वॉट एवर आई एम डूइंग, लेट एवरीबडी इन्वॉल्व बी हैप्पी एंड प्रॉस्परस. सिर्फ सभी मलाई मुझे मिले, ये नहीं. ये अब चलने वाला भी नहीं है, लंबे तक नहीं चलेगा. एंड यू विल लूज योर कस्टमर्स. If you get 10 paise as a profit, let me share 3-4 paise to my colleague, to my partner, to my customer. ये करना पड़ेगा. I have read more than 500 biographies and autobiographies. People had this habit of sharing and caring for all the people in and around them in the team. Not just money, but fame as well. सिरपुर गए थे, वहां एक फंक्शन था. NMIMS कॉलेज है ना यहां पाला, उनका एक यूनिट वहां सिरपुर में है, तापी नदी के किनारे. मुकेश पटेल का. अभी अमरीश पटेल ये इंस्टीट्यूट देख रहे हैं. जिस ऑडिटोरियम में ये प्रवचन था, ये कार्यक्रम था, उस ऑडिटोरियम का नाम अमरीश पटेल ने क्या रखा है पता है? अपना एक कर्मचारी जो 40 साल से फेथफुली उनके साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उनके नाम से ये ऑडिटोरियम है. एंड यू अनेबल योर सेल्फ टू लास्ट टिल ग्लोरी. क्यों? आज 2 महीने के बाद हमने उनको अभी याद किया. That means he enabled himself to last till glory. पृथ्वी पे शायद एक ही ये प्रसंग होगा. मैं शायद शब्द यूज कर रहा हूं क्योंकि पूरी तो बात तो हमें पता नहीं है पूरी पृथ्वी की, लेकिन आज तक तो प्रसंग ऐसा नहीं सुना. आप सभी में से कोई ने किसी ने सुना है? That an owner puts the name of his employee and names the auditorium of this class and size by his employee's name. कितनी बड़ी बात हुई. This is goodness from within. This you enable yourself to last. इसलिए हमारे गुरु प्रमुख साईं महाराज कहते थे, in the good of others lies your own. नामाभिकरण जिनका हुआ वे भी इस पृथ्वी पे रहने वाले नहीं है. जिन्होंने नाम दिया इस ऑडिटोरियम का वे भी पृथ्वी पे रहने वाले नहीं है, लेकिन ये गाथा वो अमर हो जाएगी. This is how you last to glory. You should focus on bringing out the goodness from within, spreading that goodness, sharing and caring for people around you, and that will enable you to last till long and till glory. ये बहुत जरूरी है. 1987 में there was a severe drought in Gujarat. We as BAPS Sanstha, we had started 4 cattle camps housing more than 12,000 cattle. We were taking care of them. At that time, our Guruji Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who built this Swaminarayan Akshardham, he said that at this moment, when the dumb animals are suffering and the whole state is passing through a severe drought, all you saints must enroll yourself in the humble service of these dumb animals. Service to these animals is service to God. ये हमारे गुरु प्रमुख साईं महाराज ने मंत्र दिया. And we all joined these services. He thought of more goodness. Those owners of these dumb animals, when they come to put their animals there, they don't want to go back. They wanted to stay there with their animals because it is like a family for them. The cows, the buffaloes, for the shepherds. So Pramukh Swami Maharaj went one step further to create shanties for these people to stay. After his first visit, he again came up with a more goodness idea that these people are illiterate. Let the spare time of these saints serving the dumb animals be used to literate these people. तो कैटल कैंप के बाजू में हमने क्लासरूम्स चालू किए. We served the dumb animals throughout the drought period and taught reading and writing the local Gujarati language to all the owners of these dumb animals. Next time Pramukh Swami Maharaj आए तो उनको पता चला कि these people are also addicted to tobacco and smoking and drinking. He again asked us saints to talk to them, to sit with them and de-addict them. वो project भी हमने किया. Goodness, goodness, goodness and goodness. Today all those people, all those families, they are second, third generation. They remember Pramukh Swami Maharaj from the bottom of their heart that today we are happy, settled and prosperous because of that act of Pramukh Swami Maharaj. See, you enable yourself to last till glory only by one thing, and that is goodness. When you bring the goodness out, it is a source of inspiration. And when you become a source of inspiration, you are enabling yourself to last till glory. Again, हम फिजिकली कोई इस पृथ्वी पे लंबा रहने वाले नहीं हैं. विचार से रह सकते हैं, भावना से रह सकते हैं. ये विचार और भावना गुडनेस की बात है. That is how you live in the hearts of people. Am I right or wrong? 2007 में इंग्लैंड में मैच चल रही थी. इंग्लैंड वॉज प्लेइंग, इंडिया वॉज बॉलिंग. इयान बेल जो इंग्लैंड के बहुत अच्छे बैट्समैन खेल रहे थे, उन्होंने टी ब्रेक के पहले आखिरी गेंद थी. ही जस्ट हिट द बॉल टुवर्ड्स द स्क्वायर लेग ऑन द राइट साइड, on the left side towards the square leg, and the ball went rolling towards the boundary. Fortunately for him, there was no player around, so the ball was destined to cross the boundary. Meanwhile, the two batsmen had already run 2 runs. While finishing the second run and putting his bat inside the crease, Ian Bell noticed that the ball is just about a couple of feet away from the boundary. A player was nearby, but then he has almost lost hope, the player himself, the fielder, to get the ball before it crosses the boundary line. So he accepted, understood, and took it for granted that the ball has crossed, and both of them just started walking towards the pavilion. There the fielder collected the ball, unfortunate for Ian Bell, before it crossed the boundary line, and threw it to MS Dhoni, the wicket keeper. And Dhoni ran out him. दोनों प्लेयर्स तो चलने लगे थे पेविलियन की तरफ टी ब्रेक के लिए. पीछे अंपायर ने आउट दे दिया. तो इयान बेल ने पीछे घूम के देखा, आई एम आउट. कैसे भाई? He ran up to the umpire and said, and the umpire said, the ball did not cross the boundary, and you got out of the crease, and so you are run out. He said, I took it for granted that it has crossed, and I just imagined that it had almost crossed. The umpire said, yes, you had imagined, but it had not crossed. And when the umpire raised his finger, the crowds erupted, because the crowds did not know the whole story. The crowds, when the break was declared, the crowds were just eager to see their players from near, so they were just clumsing up there. And when the finger was raised, the crowds erupted. Why? Both the teams in the dressing room. And the manager and the coach of the British team, they approached the administrators of the Indian team that this has happened and definitely is out, but then he had just he shouldn't have done, but then it was out of all imagination or a mistake or taken for granted, whatever. What best you can do? And a very senior player of the Indian team, I don't want to name him, he said that nothing can be done, he's out. And he is out. The matter came up to Sachin Tendulkar in the room just beside. And Sachin approached the senior player. He approached the Indian administrators and said that in the larger good of the game, in the larger wish of the audience, and more than that, in the larger good of the spirit of the game, forget the letters and the written rules in the book. In the larger good of the spirit of the game, we must invite Ian Bell to play again. Sachin Tendulkar, being a very senior person, his advice or his words were accepted. And when Ian Bell, after the tea break, walked inside the ground with his bat, again the whole crowd gave a standing ovation and were clapping. When interviewed, they were not just a bat, because by the time of tea break, if the word had spread what had actually happened on the ground. They were clapping not just for Ian Bell coming back, their favorite batsman, a star batsman coming back on the ground. They were clapping that somebody has played in the spirit of the game to get Ian Bell back into the game. Goodness has power. Conviction in the powers of goodness, and you enable yourself to last till glory.